to give that ankle some rest. I got to think that's got to be a little bit of consideration taken by Andy Reid.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's already been on the table, Ken. Even though they haven't had the MRI to know if it's exactly a high ankle sprain or exactly what they're dealing with right now. They'll find it out tomorrow. I think you have to think about resting Patrick Mahomes, and especially 3 games and what did I say? 11 days stretch?
10 days, yep.
10 day stretch. So, that's a grind. And everybody kind of always has to do it in the National Football League once you have that Thursday, but it's usually like 3 games in like a 14-day stretch.
Right.
So for you to have to go out there and play 3, I don't even know if you're Kansas City, how big of a deal home field is this year with how your football team has been playing. You're keeping it close, you're grinding out. This week, today, getting the biggest win of the season right now, taking care of business against Cleveland, winning by 14 points. But I definitely believe that if you're Andy Reid, you're taking that into account. Now, on the flip side, though, Ken, Detroit. If I'm Detroit, I don't want that bye if I'm Detroit. If I'm Buffalo, I don't want it either. There's so many teams, so that's where, you see these 2 heavy hitters one coming out the NFC, one coming out the AFC, and just how they're built in the style of football, I don't know how much good that would do for either one of those rosters. And I know that guys get healthy and all these different things, but I'm watching a Denver Broncos football team right now. They're coming out there by today. Bo Nix has thrown 3 interceptions in this one already. The defense started off really, really close. And just how, when I look at the Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Bills, how their rosters are constructed, I think you've got to keep grinding it out and playing and just getting after it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this thing kind of finishes off, because KC's already punched the ticket to the postseason and they've already won the AFC West.
Let's go ahead and get a score update from Ford Field.
Bills at Lions.
Another touchdown run for the Buffalo Bills, and this is now turning really, really lopsided, and it was a short touchdown run for Khalil Shakir, 3 yards. It counts technically as a pass. It was a little bit of a shovel pass to Shakir, but Buffalo now up 35-14 on Detroit. 3:30 left to go in the third quarter. It does not look like the Chiefs are going to get the benefit here of the Lions coming back unless something drastic happens. And so just bringing it back here to the Chiefs, they don't have the tiebreaker against Buffalo. They had a 2-game cushion for the 1 seed coming into today. You can't sit there and if the Bills even things up in the AFC playoff picture, lay on that. I get what you're saying about the bye, and if you're playing well, you want to keep that momentum going forward. I do think momentum's a thing, even though
Life word, because I think there's just so many things that just find a way to get through it. And so hopefully as people are thinking about what they want to do for the next year, some of these suggestions that we've talked about, whether it's cutting back on something, as Jonathan talked about, goals, and try and set some goals and set yourself to achieve them.
Yeah, I like the perseverance because successful people persevere.
Yeah.
Kansas City was able to take care of business against them. It's still not about the Kansas City Chiefs, in my opinion, if I'm the Buffalo Bills, right? Josh Allen, continue to implement the style of football that you have all year. Take care of the football. How do we kind of continue to get these creative runs? We just saw the touchdown, the shovel pass, right? That's almost like a run because you're starting up behind the offensive line. I think that's what you're doing each and every week. The focus cannot be, and I would not be terrified like I have been in the past of going into Arrowhead